Hey, I'm going to teach you something so awesome in this video, so I hope that you take it and run with it and kind of change your own life. So this video is about making decisions intuitively. And I am going to tell you again, and I've told you before, and this will be a continual message from me, you have got wisdom that resides inside of you that is designed to guide you through your life. And I can guarantee that you're using it more than what you're aware of. Some of the thoughts you have, some of the feelings you have, they kind of come in under the radar of your awareness, and it is actually your intuition giving you guidance and feedback. And that is an awesome, fabulous, spectacular thing to have happen. But what this process is about is making sure that it's not random for you, that you don't just sometimes be open to your wisdom and your intuition, that you don't just have it hit you when you're not expecting it. You can consciously decide to use your intuitive skills to make active decisions for things that are actually in your life right this second. So I'm going to give you a practice to help you do this process of intuitive decision making consciously rather than randomly. So imagine you've got a decision. You've got option A over here and you've got option B over here. Option A has got some really awesome bits to it. It's also got some bits about it that are a little bit Option B is the same. Some stuff is great and some stuff is possibly not great. So if you look at them with your mind, you're like, because you can't decide between the two things. So this is what you do. You shake yourself out, you get really super embodied, become aware of your feet, feel your legs, take a moment and then take a deep breath in and breathe out. Now this process isn't about ignoring your mind or your logical senses, but it's about getting deeper than that and connecting into your feeling and your intuition. So I'm going to get you to close your eyes and say out loud. If you need to say it silently, that's okay too, depending on your environment. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to say out loud, I'm going to choose option A. And then just be aware of what happens. Not just in your mind, not what response your mind gives necessarily. Be aware of that, don't dismiss it, but go deeper. What happens in your body? What happens in your feeling, in your emotion, in your energy? Does when you contemplate option A create expansion in you or contraction? Does it create a heaviness or a lightness? Explore that internally. What is your body, your feeling, your intuition, your guidance, your energy telling you about option A? Cool. So now you want to reset, do the whole thing you did at the start one more time. So shake your body out, be physically in your body, reset, feel your feet, feel your legs, close your eyes and say out loud, I'm going to choose option B. And sit with it, feel it, connect into whatever is your experience of the exploration of taking option B. What happens in your tummy? What happens in your throat, in your heart? Do your muscles become tense? Does your energy become tense? Does it get uplifted? Does it get lighter? The wording and the feeling and the experience can vary person to person, but as you start to develop the skill by doing this regularly, it's literally a skill. Everyone's got access to deep, deep guidance and intuition, but not everyone takes the time to develop the skill to be able to use it at will. So do that process for option A, do that process for option B, and then compare them. When you felt option A, what was the emotion, the feeling? When you felt option B, what was the emotion, the feeling? What was the sensation of each of them? Compare them. And sometimes you may need to do this process again. Often, particularly if you've practiced it and developed the skill, it becomes really clear. And you might not understand the logic of it, and you don't want to dismiss your mind if it's got any arguments. That's a process that needs to be incorporated of talking to the mind, working through any objections. But this video is just about creating the space where you connect into the intuitive guidance. There will be another video about working through the emotional, personal ramifications or feelings or responses to what the guidance is giving you. This is about the guidance. So this is brilliant and life-changing, and I promise you that as you develop this skill set and you start to live based on your inner guidance, things will start to flow for you. Life will feel easier for you. You will be guided to what's energetically aligned for you, and your actions will create better results. It's magic and it's brilliant, but it's got this caveat. You cannot expect yourself to have a massive, massive decision, have never done this process before, have never worked on it, and just expect that you're going to have total clarity. The more intensity we've got around an issue or a decision that needs to be made, the harder it is to kind of tune in really clearly to what our guidance is saying, because the mind comes in, we have filters, we get distracted by our ideas rather than our inner experiences. So this is what I'm inviting you to do. Do that same process to decide things that are inconsequential. Do option A, but option B to decide what you're going to have for lunch today, where you're going to go on Saturday, which book to read, which friend to ring, things that are inconsequential, because there is then less pressure on you and less pressure on your energy system, and you can start to really learn the subtleties of the language that your intuition speaks when it talks to you. It's particularly you, and you're the only person who's going to be able to decipher that, because you're the only one who gets to experience it. And it does speak in slightly different ways to different people. So build your connection to it, build your experience of it, build your vocabulary, your ability to discern what your guidance is saying in low pressure situations. And I can guarantee you're already doing this, but what we're doing with this process is making it conscious. So please play around with it, make it a game. The more lightness you bring to this process, the more ease and flow you bring to this process, because your intuition doesn't yell, it doesn't force, and it doesn't push. So the more you bring that awareness to those subtle realms by consciously working with it, the easier it's then going to become to make the big decisions. Career, money, life, friends, partners, holidays, all of the stuff in our practical world can be guided through the whispers of our wisdom and at your soul. So play around with this. I say that a lot, but play around with this one in particular, because developing that skill set and living life from this perspective, following the guidance, working with the guidance, life-changing, really deeply life-changing. Let me know how you go with it. See you in the next one.